Okay, so horizontal shifts, vertical compression, vertical shift, horizontal stretch, all in one. 18. Okay, so we need a formula, right? Horizontal shift. What do we do with horizontal? We got x opposite, right? So remember, it's horizontals, we think of the x, right? And it's always, our x's always did the opposite. That's why there are x's, correct? Okay? So it's x opposite. Every time you see horizontal, every time you see shift, what do you think of? Plus. Not Aaron, stay away. Plus. Okay. Left. Is that a plus or a minus? Left. When you go left on the...
Plus.
It's minus. Left is just minus, right? It will become plus because we're going to do the opposite, right? Because it's horizontal. But what I'm trying to do is just translate it. A 4 is a 4. Okay? So now I've got x opposite plus minus 4. So what does a plus minus make? Just a minus, right? So now I have x opposite minus 4. So what is opposite of minus 4?
Plus 4.
Plus 4. So now I've got x plus 4. And to remember where this goes, we want it inside the parentheses. Okay, it's very important. Alright? Next, we got vertical factor. Okay? So vertical, whenever you see vertical, you should think of the y-axis. Okay? Vertical, y-axis. And the y-axis is an f of x. Y is f of x. Right? So this is just f of x. Okay? And then you take the whole function, and we're going to compress it. Okay? Vertically compress with the factor of 8. Compression is what? Addition or multiplication? Very good. Multiplication. So whenever you see compression or stretch, you should think multiplication. Okay? So of a factor of 8/9. What that means is I'm going to be multiplying the whole function by 8/9. Okay? So put your parentheses right there so you know that they're outside of the parentheses. And it's out in front. Okay? Next, I've got a vertical. That's f of x again, right? Shift. That's, remember Aaron? Plus. Okay? And then down. Is that negative or positive? Down. Negative, right? And then 2. Okay? And so, what's a plus minus? Minus. So it's going to be a function of x minus 2. And so I'm going to put that parentheses right there so I remember it's outside of the parentheses. Outside. Okay? Now I'll get another color. How about blue? Horizontal. What does that do again? Horizontal. I see horizontal, I think x opposite. Good. Okay? X opposite. OPP. How can I explain it? Alright, so stretch. What does that mean? Multiplication. Good. Okay? And then 5. Okay? So, what is opposite of multiplying by 5? Dividing. Good. So, if I divide by 5, couldn't I just flip it and multiply it? Right? So, you're basically multiplying by 1/5. Okay? So, if that 5 were 5 halves, you'd be multiplying by 2 halves, right? Okay? So, it's just, I could say it's x divided by 5, right? That's fine. Another way is saying 1/5 times the x. But the key here is that it's inside the parentheses. It's next to the x because it only affects the x. The horizontal only affects the x. It doesn't affect everything else. Okay? So now we take our function and we create our secondary function. Our secondary function is g of x. Okay? And it equals our parent function from before. Right? Now that's not a parent function. The parent function is actually a linear function. That's f of x equals x. Right? But this is the son or daughter or whatever offspring of the parent function. And now we're creating another offspring. Right? After dealing with it and adjusting to it. We did this shift, we did this compression, and then we did this shift and we did this stretch. Now we have this new being of a function, right? And so we're going to keep it simple for ourselves. We have g of x, space, parentheses, and then space, the function, whatever it is, doesn't matter, whatever it is, space, parentheses. And now I can plug in wherever things go. The green one is plus 4, right? It's x plus 4. So I take this x plus 4. It's inside the parentheses. Okay? I take the red one. That's outside the parentheses. So that's 8/9 outside the parentheses. I take the purple one. That's outside the parentheses, right? Because that's against the whole function. So it's outside the parentheses. Okay? And then I take that blue one and I put it inside the parentheses. Now I could put it right here or I could put it out beside. It's really up to you. So I could say 1/5 times this, right? That's fine. Okay? Or I could just put a line under 3x and put a 5 there. It's really up to you. This could also look like 3x over 5. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Then minus 2 plus 4 parentheses 8/9. Okay? And that's what it would look like. Okay? And then if you did all the math, right? You did all the math, you would do this first. So you'd have 3x over 5 plus 2, because those create a plus 2. Minus 2 times 8/9. And now everybody on the block gets the paper. Bam, bam. So I have, this is 24x over 45, right? And, well, actually, this would cancel with that 3 times, so that's actually going to be 8x over 15, right? And then, but that's still 8 over 9 against the 2, so it's 16 over 9, right? And then, yeah, and then that's minus 2, okay? And so I can do these guys, right? Because this is really 1 and something, right? That's really 1 and, what is that, 7/9, right? And so what is 1 and 7/9 minus 2? Negative 2/9. Okay? So it's 8x over 15 minus 2/9. And that's your new function. That's g of x. Okay? Now, this part is going to be extra credit for you guys. Okay? I need you to be able to do this. Alright? You have to be able to do this. That's what I'm expecting. Good?
Not